Brand new, brand new, brand new, brand new. Brand new, 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 brand new. Brand
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brand New Water Podcast. I'm your host, Jam Wilson. I'm happy to be back, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of y'all, a small pool of y'all, have been wondering what I've been up to, why I haven't shot an episode in a couple of months. It's not for any negative reasons. I just been living life, just been doing things, been working, spending a lot of my time getting to it in the holiday season and whatnot. I still been keeping my ear to the water, and I know y'all want my opinion so bad on 2025. Good year overall. So we're gonna get right into it. Jam Wilson's top 5 music, movies, TV, and we're gonna start with movies. So at 5 we have Die My Love. At 4 we have One Battle After Another. At 3 we have The Long Walk. At 2, we have Smashing Machine. And at 1, we have Begonia. Okay, so let me get into it. 5, Die My Love. It was an uncomfortable watch. It was something I feel, it really is one of those movies that you see it in theater and it's just, you could almost cry. It's one of those movies you need to see on a giant screen. Jennifer Lawrence gave a stellar performance. This has to go up near the top. Robert Pattinson, you see, based off the title, I thought the movie was gonna be like a murder mystery. I thought she was gonna chop his head off or something. Not at all. So going into it thinking that, especially with him, he plays a diverse, um, he plays a lot of roles, a lot of different roles. So going into it, I'm thinking that's what's gonna go down, and it's not, and it's just like, wow, this is heavy, but it was fire. It was amazing, amazing. Number 4, One Battle After Another, which I won't lie, I had to hurry up and watch because it was getting a lot of praise, and I pays attention, so I had to go see what the hype was about, and wow, this man Leonardo DiCaprio, like, this the same guy that was in Shutter Island, like, oh my goodness, he don't miss, he don't miss, and Tiana Taylor, I love, one thing I love about musicians, really good musicians, is musicians that can transition from music to movies. It is like, gosh, let that talent flow. And she acted her ass off. She killed this role. It was amazing. I had to double take, like, is this the same singer Tiana Taylor? Like, oh my God. So much talent in one human being. Amazing. Wish I would have saw that in theater. Kind of played myself because the same weekend I saw Die My Love, could have saw that, could have saw Frankenstein, which did not make my list, but I saw Die My Love instead. Still satisfied though. Nevertheless, irregardless. Number 3, The Long Walk. Oh my goodness. What a cinematic experience. Another Stephen King book turned a movie, and a little fun fact, this was one of those out of his collection that they said, because this book was written in the 70s, but you would know that based off the movie. This is one of those they said would be too hard to make a movie. The rollout. Some people watch this movie on a treadmill to go along with the movie, and if you got off, you had to leave the theater. That's beautiful. Though that was not my cinematic experience. I watched it in a very comfortable seat that reclined. Nevertheless, irregardless, beautiful. Beautiful. I've talked about it on a previous pod. One of the best movies I've seen. One of the best book to movies I've seen. One of the best Stephen King book movies, because he's got a bunch. And it's like, he could crank out so many book movies. Like, it's almost like every one of his books, every book I've read from him, I tried to pick up a book from him, hoping it hadn't turned into a movie. I read about 75% of it, looked it up. It is a movie, and it was a beautiful book. Moving on, The Smashing Machine. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, come closer. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson It's like, what can't he do? Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's the man in and out of the ring. He put on a cinematic performance that I hope he is rewarded for, because the Smashing Machine showed he's just not that giggly, uh, happy-go-lucky, or that strong, serious with the funny guy actor. Like, The Rock can really act. Like, he can really play a dramatic role, and it was beautiful. I don't even like Mark Kerr as a human being, but the depiction changed my whole perception. It was like, I understand it now. And The Rock just painted a picture that was just like, man, okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. This ain't Fast and Furious 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is Smashing Machine, and he is showing you a different side of how capable he is as an actor. And it's time to put some respect on Dwayne The Rock Johnson's full name and nickname, because he knows what he's doing. And I hope we get a few more. I'm not gonna lie, I like action Rock. I like action Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you know? Jumanji, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you know? But the Smashing Machine, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is necessary. You gotta trust me on that one. And number one. That's a rolling ball. And number one, Begonia. That's a rolling ball. Begonia. Was conceptually one of the best movies I've seen in so long. I'm so glad I had the pleasure of seeing that movie in theater. The cinematic experience was amazing. I saw that at the nation's capital, DC, stand up. And I won't lie, coming from a small town, a poor man like myself, I was not ready for that cinematic experience. It was on a level I just was not ready for. It's like, wow. And I wish the town I lived in would emulate, you know? Nevertheless, irregardless, Emma Stone makes a movie, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Her and Poor Things, phenomenal. Her and Superbad, phenomenal. It's like, what can't she do? But the plot twist, I won't even go into it. I don't want to spoil things for you. But man, if you get a chance, buy Begonia. Don't rent Begonia. Buy Begonia. I hope Emma Stone wins every award she is up for. And that concludes the movie segment of the Brand New Water podcast. Here's my top 5 TV shows for 2025. And I'm going to include documentaries into this. Number 5, Unknown Number. Number 4, The Reckoning, Puff Daddy. Number 3, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 17. Number 2, and it's really like 1A, 1B, Severance Season 2. And I know that's where the pushback happens. And number 1, Pluribus Season 1. And I'm not going to go into deep dives on all of these. I've spoke about Unknown Number, phenomenal. Had you on the edge of your seat the whole time. This Diddy doc, holy cow. Whoa. You's a freaky ass nigga. P. Diddy. You know, I grew up a big P. Diddy fan, Puff Daddy fan. But this opened my eyes, and wow. It's like You think you know a guy, you know? You think it's really bad boy for life, and then you find out that this man might have got Tupac Shakur killed. This is insane. That this man just does so many heinous acts. And it's like, bravo, 50 Cent. You have tapped into something that like they can say whatever. You know how to make a good show, and that's multi-talent. And you gotta applaud things like that. You just gotta. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. That goes without saying. They're just gonna give it to you every time, every single time. 17 seasons, they're gonna give it to you. It's gonna be fire. Severance season 2. The fact that we're not gonna get a new season for years hurts so bad. It's like, man, but man, did they bring it. And I still have questions. I still need answers. I really wish I would have been Milchecked this year for Christmas also. I think I have the facial features and the bone structure to pull it off. Uh, just don't know if I just don't know if it would catch on, you know. I just don't know if people would know. I just don't want to be black guy out at Halloween. I want people to see and know. Nevertheless, irregardless, the best show on television, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is this show Pluribus. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, is this show awesome.
That's a rolling ball. That's a rolling ball.
Ooh, did they give it? And we've just wrapped up the whole first season, thank goodness, in time. And it was like, man, what's going on? What's really happening? Carol, can we trust you? Or can we not trust you? And then that superb acting in that last episode when she found out that they was circumventing, that they was going behind, that this was all just a phony baloney. That this was all just a facade. That Manusos was right the whole time, that they was playing you. Congratulations, Carol. You played yourself. Okay? It's like, wow. This is superb television. And that's what they gave us, even though it's an Apple TV product, and you know what that means. We might not get another season. I might have Grey's. We might have 4 new seasons of Grey's Anatomy before we get another season of Pluribus. And that's fine. Staying alive. Ah, ah, staying alive. You know? Nevertheless, irregardless, we're going to move on. We're going to stick to the rivers and the lakes that we're used to. Let's move on to the music, you know? That's what a lot of you know me for. Super producer Jam Wilson, the guy who produced that hit song by Britney Starr and Jay Starr, 100 Million. Yeah, that was I, just in case you were wondering. I know you heard it. I know you loved it. The video was amazing. I won't say was as if it's past tense because that river is still flowing. Is amazing. Shout out to Britney Starr. Shout out to Starlight Potions. Get you a candle. The woman is probably the most talented woman I've ever been in the same room with, next to my mother. Unless I've been in rooms with people I don't know, that woman is a beast. And a beast not in the sense of monster, a beast in the sense of machine. Nevertheless, irregardless, let's do albums before songs. At number 5, I have Drake and Party Next Door, Some Sexy Songs for You. At 4, I have Lux by Rosalia. At 3, I have I Am the Music by Playboy Cardi. At 2, I have Starline by Chance the Rapper. At 1, you already know, Let God Sort 'Em Out by DMV Zone. The clips. First off, I'd like to say 2025 was sneaky a good year for music. It's like you didn't see it coming, and the ball really didn't get rolling until Cardi dropped. I'm just gonna say that. I know Drake and Party dropped before, but like it was a tough, because people are still caught up on this silly ass beef, and it's like they can't listen to Drake for what it is, so you really couldn't even enjoy it because it's just so many people just itching to hate in this first project. But boy, if you're mature enough, if you can swim in 10 feet water, if you passed your swim test, how can you hate a song like Nokia? I hope that song never gets old. I hope they're playing that song in 20, 30, 40, 95. Okay? I hope we ring in the new century to who's calling my phone? Who's calling that? Who's calling my? Who's calling that? Is it Stacy? Is it Becky? Put a name in, and another one, and another one. What the fuck's the function? It's beautiful. And I say all that to say, somebody who loves me, it's like, shout out to my bestie, Julie. That's a ballad. Y'all don't know about them ballads. Them ballads. You just don't. You just ain't got it here. And that's not a flaw on you. Not at all. You just ain't got it here. Number 4, Rosalia. I'm not even familiar with her game. I'm gonna be honest. I may even be pronouncing her name wrong, and for that I apologize. I had the pleasure of listening to this Lux album on a train to DC in its entirety, and boy, sonically, it's like nothing I had ever heard. And I don't know, and it's like, now I get it with how people view Bad Bunny. Don't know any other words. Didn't even really look up the translation. Hope she wasn't singing about some craziness. Nevertheless, irregardless, that's a front to back type of album. I had the pleasure of listening to that again in a bubble bath, with the jets on, just relaxing. And man, is that just you know what I mean? That's one of them. You know what I mean? That's one of them. Number 3, I Am the Music, Playboy Cardi. Oh boy. He dropped this album during Ramadan, and boy, was it the meal I needed. Boy, it's like he's so innovative, and I get the controversy. A lot of hip hop heads, they just can't get it, but the production that this man comes with, it's like his ear. And it's like he just knows it's going to age. Like Whole Lot of Red, every album on my wall has aged. You won't see an album on the wall that isn't aging like the finest of fine wines. lines. And it's like, I Am the Music is so beautiful. It has so much of so much. Like, Crush is progression in a way where I don't think y'all are seeing it for what it is. That song progresses from 1 to 1,000,000. And it's like, yeah. Of course, I did go and had the pleasure of seeing it live. Cardi's got it, man. For everybody who, and I know I'm in an age bracket that I may not be the target audience. Trust me, guys. Cardi's got it. And maybe you got to see it live to really get it, but it's beautiful stuff. Moving on. Starline by Chance the Rapper. It sort of came out of nowhere, and like Chance the Rapper is in like a weird spot to where, like, you know, those rappers or those musicians to where like you get looked at crazy if you say, yeah, I genuinely like listening to that guy's music. He was creeping in that water, and I don't know why. His last album was Dirty Water. I'm not gonna lie, you know, but that doesn't mean anything. Misses are misses, but that, I just feel like he got a bad rep. This album, his creativity is in a way to where, like, I just feel like, and this isn't a shot at your poor, horrible, mediocre creativity levels, but I just feel like you would have had to put words together to understand why Starline is such a beautiful project, or I feel like you would have had to be able to make concepts. And this isn't a shot at you rappers that only rhyme it with spit and don't make your own beats and like steal other people's beats and like don't pay your producers and like all that stuff. But it's like the concepts he had in this album, like certain subject matters I've never heard a rapper touch on, and it's like, wow, he had to really swing. And like, the Grammy snubbed him, that's fine. If I was him, I would drop something next year. I would come back harder. It's like, now y'all know Chance is like for real. He's not just like some sideshow Bob. Chance can really put together a project, like not just a bunch of good songs. Like, this was a project. This was like very beautiful. Gun in Your Purse reminds me of when my father would take me back to his beautiful hometown in Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, stand up. The Bears are back. We're not even going to make this a segment about the Chicago Bears, but Chicago, stand up. We're in the building to stay. Caleb Iceman Williams, you feel it. You touched it. The water is what the water is. Yes, we beat the Packers. As always, F the Packers. Nevertheless, irregardless, it reminds me of the beautiful road trips that my father would take me to Chicago. And it's just the feel, and it's just the sound. And it's not, and it wasn't that. And I have an appreciation for Chicago drill, but it wasn't that. It was like a feel. Even the way the food tasted, even the way the air felt, it just felt like Gun in Your Purse. Just the rhythm of it all. And like, I also feel like that if you've never been to the wonderful city of Chicago, you may not understand the beauty of that album. But moving on to the most replay worthy album we've had in years. Let God Sort 'Em Out by the Clips. Malice and one of my favorite rappers of all time, Pusha T, Pusha Terrence. it's like they're going, it's like they're making some of the most beautiful music. Let's start with production, because that's the rivers and lakes that I'm used to. Pharrell. It's time. And I finally think with this album, we can put Pharrell in that conversation. Because I guess because he's like petite in figure, that you're scared to put him with the big dogs. I've been putting Pharrell with the big dogs since Holla Back Girl. Okay? I've been putting Pharrell with the big dogs since Milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. It's that simple. He's one of the best producers of all time. Don't bring up producers and stop before you say Pharrell Williams. It's that simple.
You.
I'm talking to you. Don't bring up producers and not say Pharrell Williams, because I'm going to get mad. Let God Sort 'Em Out showed you. Ain't no more Neptune, so peace Saturn with the rings. And it's like, let's get to the rhymes. They were going, I don't think a lot of people, and this isn't a shot at your minute, uneducated on rap, non-hip hop, pop, jazz brains. But their schemes, their rhyme patterns were just like, they're mirroring each other. They're brothers. They're going tit for tat. They're going E for ah. And this is beautiful. And the subject matter, a lot of people just look at the clips as coke rappers, and that's fine. That's just what it is. That's Pusha T. But they touched on so much different stuff. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if this is album of the year. I will riot if it's not rap album of the year. But I think as far as like an album being ready to, I think why you put this over G and X, and this isn't a shot at Kendrick or anything, because G and X is my vote if Let God Sort 'Em Out doesn't win. But I think they just touched on some subject matter that just was like, wow. Oh, we can rap about this now. Okay. And it's just like, man, that was beautiful. Moving on to Jam Wilson's top 5 songs of 2025. At 5, I have Preacher Man by Kanye West. At 4, I have So Be It by The Clips. At 3, I have Somebody Loves Me by Drake and Party Next Door. At 2, I have Cry For Me by The Weeknd. And at number 1, I have Crush by Playboi Carti and Travis Scott. And I'll explain. 5, I know that's going to come with a lot of, you might be scared to dip your toe in this water, but at the end of the day, that's Kanye West. It sucks. And even seeing the documentary he made, that was made about him, it sucks seeing that side, but he's occasionally going to give us just genius work. That beat, the way it's produced, it was just so refreshing to hear a soul sample and to hear Kanye West over soul samples. It was beautiful. Number 4, So Be It by The Clips. Oh my God. Just the fact that they had the snorting behind the ski. Jeez. Malice's verse, I'm not kidding. That verse does something to me. It puts me in a state. It's like doing the dead man float in perfect temperature water. Or like not the dead man float, but the other way. The one that would keep you alive. Sorry, I'm not well versed in floats and strokes. Nevertheless, irregardless, that verse is like sauna water. The things he is saying, and the fact that every line rhymes with every line, is like, can't wrap your head around that? You ain't Arab? You ain't believe God did? You ain't Khaled? He gave us a master class. He gave us something that needs to be in a museum. I hope they're still listening to that come 50 years from now. That's a collegiate level verse. That's collegiate level rapping. And that is why it made this prestigious list. Number 3, Somebody Loves Me by Party Next Door and Drake. Let me tell y'all something about singing songs. A lot of y'all just like all this, y'all are scared to sing real R&B songs. That's what Party Next Door and Drake gave us. A ballad. It's like when you finally get to listening to the words of Party Next Door, it's like he's like a magician. I feel like you're playing a trick on me. How are these words this poetic over this? And then, of course, Drake is going to show you his talent. Who's out there for me? The vocal range on that? We haven't got that since Take Care. It's like, wow. That song, I'm going to be singing that song. I'm going to be playing that song forever. It's beautiful. And speaking of beauty, I know it might be The Weeknd's last album as The Weeknd, but coming in at number 2, we have Cry For Me. It's like, oh my God, the synths, the production, the darkening of the vocals, the regularness of the vocals. It's like, oh my God, The Weeknd is beautiful. I wish I would have seen it live. It's amazing. Moving on to number 1 on this prestigious list, we have Crush by Playboi Carti. And I know it'll only be number 1 on my list. We have Crush by Playboi Carti. Shorty gonna let me crush. And I hope it's not just number 1 on my list, because, boy, the production on that album. I'm not one to listen to snippets. Shout out my boy Noah. Free my boy Noah. He's always sending me snips that I'm not listening to, because I just want the whole piece of the pie. And I heard about the snippets. He's got this song circulating, but then to hear it on this album that I have been waiting for, oh my God, it's got everything I love, people. It's got choirs. It's got the production is beautiful. It's like, oh, it just grows. It's like a flower on a time lapse. It's beautiful. I encourage you to listen to it with an open mind, because it's never going to get old to me. It's not a lyrical masterpiece, but it is at the same time. It's like 10 out of 10.
That's a rolling ball. That's a rolling ball.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the music segment of the Brand New Water podcast. We're going to get back into the swing of things. I'm glad you made it here. And as always, Thanks for watching.
Brand new.